Hey everybody, this is your uncle. All right, I'm gonna make this video kind of quick because you may hear water running in the background. I got my 300 gallon 220. I got my 220 tank running in the background, refilling it. So that's gonna take a minute. So I figured I will go ahead and record the video today instead of tomorrow. So let's go ahead and get started so we can go over the news events. There are some important news events coming up. Let me pull this down so you guys can take a look at the calendar and all the updates as far as the pips and all that kind of stuff that we did. You can see it on the thumbnail, okay? All right, you guys. By the way, I hope you've seen the video I did for the Futrix. For those who's interested in that, I hope you saw the video I posted earlier today. And tomorrow, like I said, I'm starting to do coaching videos again, and I know they are not up to par like many of the others. I'll be working on that, on the quality. But basically, I still want to get back to what I used to do. I love talking and helping people with their relationships and stuff like that. So tomorrow will be another Sunday video that I want you guys to check out. So make sure to check that out, all right? All right, here we go. So the Swiss is coming out with their inflation numbers, and I call it the sneaky pair because most of the time it'll come out with news and you really don't know, and it just starts spiking all over the place, okay? It's a really sketchy pair. The least trusted pair that I like. But at least they did tell you that the inflation numbers are coming out. Euro's coming out with their inflation numbers on Tuesday. So those are the two things on Tuesday. CAD is coming out with interest rates on Wednesday. Okay. Job numbers is coming out, but I didn't put it because it's not that big of a deal. But as soon as I see job number report coming up, I automatically know what's coming up on Friday. And of course, it is NFP. This is going to be the main one that everybody needs to make sure to pay attention to, which most people take off on Friday anyway, so no big deal. But NFP, non-farm payroll, so anybody who got a job that don't work on the farm, those numbers are counted, and it is a very, very volatile time to trade during that news event. Second to the Fed interest rates, okay? Fed interest rates is number one. NFP is number two. But you do have the Euro coming out with their interest rates as well on Thursday. So again, if you're trading late after the London session has opened, like I've been teaching you guys for many, many years, this report and this one really won't bother you anyway because the news would already have been passed. All right, let's get straight to the charts because again, I'm keeping an eye on my tank and I got to keep an eye on this camera and get done. All right, so let's go to AUD, USD. Oh, I see it sitting on a strong support, but as you guys can see, the dollar pairs have been very, very choppy. Very choppy. You can see it chop, 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 chop. Ever since Trump got in office, the pairs have been all over the place. You can see it. You know, big moves. Boop, bow, boom, bow, bing, 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 bow, beep, bow. It's just all over the place. And, you know, I understand that, you know, the brother got to do what he got to do to try to balance our economy because we were going broke. Do I agree with how he's going about it? No, I don't. But nevertheless, I get it. So this is why it's very, very difficult to be trading right now. It's not you. So if you're coming down hard on yourself because you think you're missing out on something, maybe it's a trading pattern, maybe I'm doing this and that wrong, it ain't you. It's the markets. Look at this. Chop, 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 chop. Chop, 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 chop. Huge drop. Huge recovery. Chop, 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 chop. Boom. Chop, 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 chop. Go up. Chop, 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 chop. Here's a better way of looking at this pair. Okay, let's go to the ocean wave because it smooths things out. Okay, and there you go. This is why sometimes I have to lean on the ocean for the motion because other than that, man, you get lost up in this thing. So you can see right here is where it told you to get in. Here's consolidation. And let's shrink it just a little bit. You can see, well, all the way back here it told you on the 1 hour, the 30 minute to go down, and it continuously kept doing that. So sometimes that kind of helps to switch up to a trading system that really goes with trending. Okay, so if you're a person who's looking for a reversal trade, supply and demand zone, support and resistance, then this system is not for you. You want to use the other system, which is the sexy analyst and the simplicity system combined together. If you are a person who wants to trade with the trend, then the ocean wave is the system that is specifically built for that. So that's why I have to teeter-totter between the two when I don't know what's going on. And you can see the ocean wave called it because even though it was choppy, it was still heading in you can see these trend lines, it was heading in the downtrend, and we can see that clearly on the 1 hour. Okay. All right. So this is another one of those sideways patterns where I'm telling you it's just chop, 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 chop. But again, overall, you can see that it was going into a downward slide. So that's why the ocean wave is sometimes the best when you're uncertain. Okay, now here's the deal. If you don't know, stay out. When in doubt, always stay out. Do not get in trades if you really don't understand them. All right, I don't see nothing set up there. Look at all this chop, 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 chop. This is ridiculous. I haven't seen this. Wow. You know, wow. See, look at this. See how it had a normal rhythm of up and down. See, that was beautiful. Okay. Up and down. That's what we were looking for. Up and down. Okay. Ups and downs. Now we're coming over and look at this. Just a hot mess. Meow, 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 meow. Like cat scratching. Cat scratching. Okay, let's keep going. So I'm just going to skip through. If I see something, I'll tell you guys, hey, this one is catching my attention, so maybe I'll keep an eye on it. If I don't see anything, I'll have to wait for the market to reset itself next week. See all this? Chop, 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 chop. Chop, chop, chop. Chop, chop, chop. Okay, that's why I'm proud of my team for the trades that we're putting out for the copycat, because it's for us who have a lot of experience in the markets. You know, we can find nuggets here and there. Will we win every trade? No, absolutely not. But we can find nuggets here and there to help keep people afloat and keep them profitable. But if you're new to this, I'm just telling you, man, this is just very difficult. It's very difficult. So don't beat yourself up. Okay, even this, you can see the sideways stuff, this choppy sideways stuff. And so it's kind of hard for you to figure out exactly what's going on. Okay, it's very, very difficult. It's not like it normally was. And that's because of all these tariffs. One day they're on, one day they're off. Some countries are still under tariffs, some countries are not. So it's just creating all this turbulence. Now, am I criticizing and saying that it wasn't necessary? I can't say that either, because again, things were wrong. Things were wrong. They were wrong. But again, every single pair is doing the same thing, looking like an accordion or meow, 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 cat scratching. You remember back in the day when you were in elementary school and they used to scratch their nails on the board and it just really, that's what this is doing. The market is just all over the place. So just be okay. Just be okay. Don't beat yourself up. You can find a couple of trades, cool. If you can't, don't worry about it. Do not beat yourself up. Every pair is doing the same thing at the same time. So again, guys, I know that we don't win every trade, you know, for everybody, but we do win a lot of our trades for those who are in the copycat family. We try to keep you profitable the best we can. But you can clearly see this hot mess. Anybody would have a difficult time trading in this. So I pat anybody on the back who can pull out some pips and be happy about it. This is one of the trades I took. Right here, I caught that bad boy right up there, and that's the one where I put out some pips for you guys. So that was one of my wins this week, right there off the G pairs. I found something decent, but my team, they really came through. You know, look at every single one. So truth be told, guys, I'm scooting through this because I don't see nothing worthwhile yet. Okay, I don't see nothing worthwhile. I think what we're going to have to do is wait for the market to reset itself, which means, you know, let Sunday pass. And I do see a sharp pullback right here. This one would catch my attention to the upside, potentially, because it's sitting on a very, very strong support level. Sometimes, hey, if you're one and done, if you can get one good trade in the week, baby, take that one trade and go sit your butt down somewhere. See how this one on the 1 hour, see how it's up and down, but it's not too choppy. Okay, hit support. You have your double bottom right here, boom, boom, and then it came up, and then you had a smooth down, and now it's sitting on a strong support level. Two things is going to happen. One of two things, rather, okay? I want to be very clear, okay? One of two possibilities can happen on this pair. What are they? One, it can actually say here and say, okay, overall, we do see that this is an uptrend on the 1 hour. Let's check the 4 hour first. Okay, yeah, so we have a slant pattern. We had the pop-up. We have another slant pattern, and it potentially could be a pop-up. So this is having potential of being able to ride on up to the upside. Okay, we do have, let's check the 30. We have an arrow on the 30. We also have an arrow on the 15. Okay, so it could potentially, the 15 I actually am kind of worried about because it has that flat butt pattern. And consolidation equals what? Continuation. And if it was already in the downtrend, then it's just consolidating. This could drop down and come down to the next level. And that would be concerning from the 15-minute. If it holds this support level right here, and let me kind of help you guys out so you'll know what the number is. If it holds this support at 143.445, again, 143.445. If it holds that support level, then okay, we got a nice upward movement, and it potentially can go to, and I'm going to give you the 38.2 Fibonacci level, which, by the way, if you don't have the Sexy Analyst, just get the Sexy Analyst. It has all this built in. The moment you click on another time frame, the Fibonacci levels will automatically adjust, the trend lines will adjust, the support and resistance will adjust, and this even has supply and demand zones in it, which will automate themselves depending on what time frame you have. I just don't have them on there because I don't want the chart to look too cluttered for you guys, but it does have supply and demand zones, and it comes with two scanners. One scanner for when price action touches the upper or lower trend line like it does, like right here, you would have gotten an alert. And when it hits on a support level as well, whether it's a support or resistance level. So if you had it already, you would have received two alerts. One from scanner number one, which is the trend line scanner, because if some price action touched it, you would have got an alert. Then as soon as it bounced off of this support, you would have got another alert. And that's like, okay, that's a double support. Oh, okay, all right, I see you, I feel you. Showing potential. All right, but so if it bounces here, I do think it'll retest and come up to here. And again, the weekend could gap it all the way up already. So we just have to see. That would be a 54 pip move, and that would be at 144.611. 144.611. Okay. If the weekend doesn't gap it anywhere, and if it jumps up, that's where I would be targeting. Okay, 54 pips there. If it breaks down, then it can come all the way down to here, which will be this level right here. Okay, and that will possibly be 143.141. 143.141. Okay, that's where I see, because then that will create a head, and here's a shoulder, and that will create another shoulder over here. So that's the two outcomes. So that's the only pair right now that I see that has great potential of working out. All right, gold is in a meandering pattern. It is in the downtrend. Okay, but every time it goes down and hits a slant pattern, it pops up, which is, that's cool. At least we see that. Slant, pop up. Slant, pop up. Here we have another slant pattern. Okay, so we move this over here, swing it just a bit, and swing it just a bit. And we do have another slant pattern here. What will happen over the weekend? God only knows. So again, guys, I'm just telling you ahead of the weekend before market opens on Sunday. But what will happen tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we'll have to wait and see. Okay? But that's what I'm looking at. And if it does, it will bounce up into this range somewhere and then possibly continue to the downside. Okay? I won't check the ocean wave for time's sake because, again, I'm filling up my tank. But you guys, if you want to trade trends, then ocean wave is for you. If not, here's this one. Now, if you don't want to deal with this at all, you're like, oh my God, this is overwhelming. I can't handle all that. Okay, then guess what? Go with the copycat and, let us trade for you on our behalf. And you can go on our website, superezforex.com, and then there's a tab on there for the copycat. But if you want the simplicity system or the ocean wave, it's totally up to you. Now, if you don't want to do anything, that's totally up to you as well. Okay. So guys, have a great weekend, and hopefully you enjoyed these videos coming out. Please leave a comment below in the comment section so I can make sure that I'm on target with helping you guys with your journey. Because at the end of the day, whether you go with us, go with somebody else, it's all about just making sure that I can help as best as possible with your journey. And, whichever way you get to your destination, so be it. And I'll just be happy that I was able to help along the way. All right. Peace and hair grease. And again, look out for my Sunday video. I got another hot topic coming out tomorrow. All right. And that's my life coaching video. Thank you.